Nobody's coming to hand you the life you dream about. You've got one shot, one body, one mind, and you owe it to yourself to see what you're truly capable of. Stop waiting for permission, stop settling for less, and start cashing in on your own potential. Stop waiting. Stop looking at the door like someone's about to walk in with the answers to your life. They're not coming. Nobody's bringing you the perfect opportunity on a silver platter. Nobody's going to feel bad enough for you that they carry you to your dream. That's not how this works. You've been conditioned to believe that if you just stay patient, if you just keep your head down, one day somebody will notice your struggle and rescue you. Let me break it to you. Nobody's coming. You are the only one responsible for flipping the switch. You are the one who decides whether you keep living in the same cycle or you step out of it. You are the one who decides whether you're going to keep making excuses or you're going to take action. Waiting for someone else to change your life is like waiting for the sun to rise at midnight. It's not going to happen. The only reason you're still in the same place is because you're waiting for permission to move. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself you'll start when someone believes in you? How many times have you stopped because no one clapped for you? That's the problem. You've been giving other people the power to control your progress. You think you need their approval to start. You think you need their encouragement to keep going, but you're forgetting one thing: your dream, your vision, your calling. Those were given to you, not to them. They can't see it because it's not theirs to see. And if you're waiting for them to validate it, you'll waste your whole life sitting still. Nobody's coming to save you because they can't. Not your friends, not your family, not your boss. They've got their own lives, their own struggles, their own battles. Even the people who love you the most can't live your life for you. They can cheer for you, but they can't run your race. They can support you, but they can't carry you to the finish line. You've got to stop expecting someone to do the work that only you can do. This isn't about being cold or heartless. It's about being real. The world is moving fast, and if you don't move with it, you'll get left behind. You can't sit back and wait for a miracle when the miracle is already inside you. You've got the strength, you've got the ability, you've got the talent, but none of it matters if you keep waiting for someone to push you into action. You've got to be your own motivator. You've got to wake yourself up. You've got to decide that you're tired of living below your potential. You've got to stop telling yourself you'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow isn't promised. Today is all you've got. And if you waste it waiting for help, you're robbing yourself of progress. The harsh truth is the world doesn't owe you anything. Your circumstances don't care about your feelings. Life will keep happening whether you're ready or not. So you can keep hoping for someone to pull you out, or you can dig deep and pull yourself up. Every time you get knocked down, you've got to stand up on your own 2 feet. Every time you fail, you've got to learn from it and keep moving. You've got to stop treating yourself like a victim and start act like the hero of your own story. You're not powerless. You're not stuck. You're not broken beyond repair. You're just waiting for a rescue that's never going to come. And the moment you stop waiting and start acting, that's the moment your life changes. Nobody's coming to save you. But the good news is you don't need them to. Everything you've been looking for is already in you. The discipline, the consistency, the fight. It's all there. The question is whether you're going to use it or let it rot while you wait for help that isn't coming. Stop negotiating with your excuses every time you sit down to work on your dream. Your excuses pull up a chair like they've been invited to the meeting. They start whispering in your ear. You're tired. You can do it tomorrow. You don't have the resources yet. Just wait. What if you fail? Better not try. And instead of shutting them down, you start negotiating with them. You start weighing their arguments like they make sense. But every time you do that, you give them more power. You let them run the meeting and you walk out with nothing done. Excuses are professional salesmen. They know how to pitch you the perfect reason to quit. They package failure in nice wrapping so it doesn't feel like failure. They tell you it's care to take a break before you've even broken a sweat. They convince you that starting small means starting later. They're smooth, they're convincing, and they're relentless. And the truth is, you've been buying their pitch for years. You have to stop making deals with the voice that's trying to destroy you. You can't keep signing contracts with laziness and procrastination. You can't keep giving away your time in exchange for comfort. Every time you delay, every time you compromise, every time you let your excuses talk you out of the work, you're paying interest on a debt that keeps getting bigger. You think you're just pushing things back a day, but you're losing momentum, confidence, and belief in yourself with every negotiation. When you negotiate with your excuses, you make them stronger. They learn your patterns. They figure out exactly which buttons to push to make you slow down or stop. They know that all they have to do is make you doubt yourself, remind you of your past failures, or bring up how far you still have to go. And you fall for it. You let them take your goals hostage, and then you try to talk your way into getting them back instead of fighting for them. You've got to be ruthless with your excuses. You've got to treat them like thieves breaking into your house. You wouldn't offer them a seat and something to drink. You'd throw them out. You wouldn't reason with them. You'd take action. That's how you've got to deal with the thoughts that keep you from doing what you know you need to do. You can't give them space. You can't give them time. You can't give them 1 inch because they'll take a mile. The truth is, you don't need more time. You don't need better conditions. You don't need more support. You need to stop letting the wrong voice win the conversation, because deep down, you already know the truth. You're capable, you're ready, and you've been ready for a long time. The only thing holding you back isn't the world, isn't your circumstances. It's the constant back and forth you keep having with the excuses you should have killed a long time ago. You have a decision to make every single day. Do you listen to the voice that pushes you forward or the voice that pulls you back? Do you feed the side of you that wants to grow or the side of you that wants to stay comfortable? The dangerous part is your excuses will always sound reasonable. They'll always make sense in the moment. They'll always feel like the safe option. But safe won't get you where you're trying to go. Safe will leave you exactly where you are, wondering why your life never changed. The clock doesn't care about your excuses. Opportunities don't wait while you debate with yourself, while you're explaining to yourself why you can't. Someone else is out there doing it. While you're convincing yourself it's not the right time, someone else is making the time. And when you finally look up and see that they've passed you or won't be because they were luckier, it'll be because they didn't waste their life negotiating with the reasons not to try. Your future self is watching. Every choice you make today is a message you send to the person you're going to be tomorrow. Whether you realize it or not, your future self is watching every move you make. They're watching how you use your time. They're watching whether you give up or push through. They're watching whether you choose discipline or comfort. And the truth is, the person you're becoming will either thank you or resent you for the decisions you make right now. You think it's just another skipped workout, just another day procrastinating, just another excuse to push your goals to the side. But your future self feels it. They're living with the consequences of the things you keep putting off. Every time you cut corners, every time you choose easy over necessary, every time you delay what matters, you're building the reality they'll have to live in. If that doesn't scare you, it should. Your future self is the result of your current habits, not your wishes. You can talk all day about how successful you want to be, how healthy you want to be, how disciplined you want to be, but talking doesn't build anything. Action does. And when you choose to slack off today, you're not just wasting a day. You're shaping a weaker, less capable, less fulfilled version of yourself. That's the bill you're handing to your future self to pay. Think about it like this. If the version of you 5 years from now could step into the room right now, what would they say? Would they thank you for the sacrifices, the late nights, the discipline, the times you didn't quit when it was hard? Or would they look at you with disappointment because you kept putting comfort ahead of progress? because you kept letting fear make your decisions, because you kept choosing short-term pleasure over long-term purpose. You've got to stop living like today exists in isolation. Every single moment is a brick in the foundation of your future. You're either building a strong, solid structure you can be proud of, or you're stacking weak, hollow blocks that will crumble under pressure. The problem is you can't swap them out later. You can't suddenly decide at 40, 50, 60 years old to go back and rebuild the foundation you neglected when you were younger. The work has to be done now. Your future self is counting on you to fight through the days you don't feel like it. They're counting on you to say no to distractions, no to bad habits, no to the people and environments that pull you down. They're counting on you to do the hard, unglamorous work when nobody's watching. Because one day, everybody will be watching. One day, the results will speak so loudly that people will either admire you or pity you. And the difference will be the choices you're making today. This is bigger than motivation. Motivation fades. This is about responsibility. This is about showing up for the person you're going to be, because your future self doesn't get a vote in what happens today. They have to live with whatever you decide. And that's the most unfair thing you can do to yourself, to rob your future of its potential, because you couldn't discipline yourself in the present. Picture your future self walking into your life 10 years from now. Imagine they're carrying all the weight of your missed opportunities, all the regret from your wasted time, all the frustration from the chances you didn't take. That's who you're building right now. And if you don't like that picture, you have the power to change it, but only by changing what you do in this moment. Every decision is a seed, and your future self is the one who has to harvest the crop. Respect yourself enough to demand more. There comes a point when you have to stop pretending you're okay with less than you deserve. You've been settling for scraps, convincing yourself it's a full meal. You've been accepting the bare minimum from yourself, from your work, from the people around you, because it's easier than demanding more. But here's the truth. If you don't respect yourself enough to demand more, no one else will hand it to you. Respect starts with the standards you set. Every time you let yourself slide, every time you say, "Ooh, it's fine," when it's not, every time you swallow your voice instead of speaking up, you teach yourself that your needs, your goals, your dreams don't matter. You're not just lowering the bar for today. You're setting the tone for your entire life. And deep down, you know it. You feel it when you go to bed at night. You feel that tension between the life you're living and the life you're capable of living. You've got to stop confusing humility with self-neglect. It's not being humble. To accept less than your worth, it's disrespect. It's disrespect to your potential, to your effort, to the sacrifices you've already made. Demanding more doesn't mean you're greedy. It means you recognize that you've got value. It means you understand that you've been given gifts, skills, and opportunities that deserve to be maximized, not minimized. Think about the moments you've held back when you didn't apply for that position because you thought you weren't ready, when you didn't set that boundary because you didn't want to upset anyone, when you accepted average results because at least they were better than nothing. Every one of those moments chips away at the respect you have for yourself. And the longer you keep accepting less, the harder it becomes to remember what more even looks like. You've got to be willing to raise your voice, not just to others, but to yourself. You've got to tell yourself, this isn't good enough, not because I'm ungrateful, but because I'm capable of better. You've got to stop making excuses for mediocrity. You've got to stop justifying why you're stuck. You've got to stop clinging to comfort when you know discomfort is the only thing that's going to take you to the next level. The people who get more out of life aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to accept less. They're the ones who don't let fear of rejection keep them from asking. They're the ones who demand more from themselves in the gym, in their business, in their relationships, even when no one else is watching. They understand that the world will only rise to the level you demand from it. If you demand nothing, you get nothing. You can't keep waiting for the perfect time to demand more. You can't keep thinking you'll raise your standards. Things get better. Things get better when you raise your standards, not before. If you want more respect from others, it starts with the respect you give yourself. If you want better opportunities, it starts with the work you're willing to put in right now. If you want a better life, it starts with refusing to settle for the one that's just good enough. You've got to look at your effort, your habits, your mindset, and ask yourself, if I really respected myself, would I be okay with this? That question will cut through every excuse you've been telling yourself, because the truth is you already know the answer. You already know when you've been playing small. You already know when you've been talking yourself out of greatness. The question is whether you're going to keep ignoring that voice or finally listen to it. When you respect yourself enough to demand more, you stop living at the mercy of whatever life throws your way. You stop letting other people set your value. You stop settling for comfort when you're built for challenge. And once you start demanding more, the world has no choice but to respond. Work like you owe yourself everything. You've been treating your dreams like a side project when they should be your main mission. You've been working like you're doing life a favor, like you can just show up halfway and somehow get the full reward. That's not how it works. If you want it, you've got to work like you owe yourself everything, because you do. Every goal you've set, every promise you've made to yourself, every vision you've had for your life, you're in debt to yourself. And the only way to pay it back is with consistent, relentless effort. You've got years of potential you haven't cashed in yet. You've got talent sitting on the shelf collecting dust because you keep waiting for the perfect time. You've got dreams that have been sitting in the back of your mind so long they're starting to fade. And for what? Because you think you can get around to them later. Later doesn't exist. The clock is ticking right now. Every day you don't put in the work, the debt grows. Every day you hold back, the interest piles up. You've got to stop acting like you have unlimited chances. You don't. You get one shot at this life, one shot to be who you said you were going to be, one shot to build something that matters. And if you waste it going halfway, if you waste it giving the bare minimum, you're going to have to look in the mirror one day and admit you didn't just fail. You quit on yourself. Working like you owe yourself everything means showing up on the days you don't feel like it. It means pushing through when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when nothing seems to be working. It means refusing to let your emotions dictate your discipline. Too many people wait until they feel ready to work hard. If you only move when you feel like it, you'll never move enough to change your life. You owe yourself the body you said you'd build. You owe yourself the business you said you'd start. You owe yourself the discipline you promised you'd develop. And the payment isn't in words. It's in sweat. It's in hours. It's in doing the work that most people won't. That's the price. That's the down payment on your dreams. And the balance, that's paid in consistency every single day, no matter what. Stop thinking you're doing enough because you're busy. Busy is not the same as productive. You can fill your whole day with activity and still not move an inch toward your goals. Working like you owe yourself everything means cutting out the distractions, cutting out the wasted time, and focusing on the actions that actually get results. It's not about looking like you're working. It's about working so hard and so smart that results have no choice but to show up. Nobody else is going to cover this debt for you. Nobody else can put in the reps, the hours, the discipline on your behalf. You can have support. You can have encouragement, but the actual grind, the actual payment, that's on you. And if you don't pay it, you're the one who suffers the consequences, not the people who doubted you, not the people who told you to play it safe. When you understand that you owe yourself everything, you stop making excuses. You stop looking for shortcuts. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You move with urgency because you know that every moment matters. You wake up earlier. You stay up later. You do what needs to be done even when nobody's watching. You stop playing around with your potential and you start collecting on it. You've been given gifts, opportunities, and time. The question is, are you going to waste them or Are you going to pay yourself back in full? Every day you work like you owe yourself everything. You get closer to cashing in on the life you've been dreaming about. And if you're not willing to work for it, then you're not willing to own it. Pay in full with effort, discipline, and sacrifice. Dreams don't go on sale. They don't come with discounts, coupons, or buy one, get one deals. If you want it, you've got to pay in full. And the currency, it's effort, discipline, and sacrifice. Not one of them, all of them. You can't swipe your card with just effort and expect it to clear. You can't hand over a little discipline and think you're covered. And you definitely can't avoid sacrifice and believe you're still going to walk away with everything you want. Effort is the first payment. It's the hours you put in when nobody's clapping. It's the extra rep, the extra call, the extra mile when most people have already stopped. Effort is the proof that you're serious. It's not about working when it's convenient. It's about working until the job is done. It's showing up on your worst day with the same intensity you bring on your best day. If you're only giving effort when you feel motivated, you're not paying in full. You're putting down a partial deposit and expecting the keys to the house. Then comes discipline. Discipline is the payment plan that never ends. It's the daily decisions to stay locked in when distractions are screaming for your attention. It's saying no to what feels good right now so you can say yes to what matters later. It's doing the same small, unglamorous things over and over until they add up to something great. Discipline isn't loud. It's quiet, consistent, and relentless. You won't see the results overnight, but if you stop paying that discipline bill, your dream will get repossessed in a heartbeat. And then there's sacrifice, the payment most people refuse to make. Sacrifice means you don't get to have everything. It means you give up sleep, comfort, entertainment, and sometimes even relationships that are holding you back. It's trading short-term fun for long-term fulfillment. It's missing out on the party because you're building your future. It's saying goodbye to the habits that feel good, but do nothing for your growth. Sacrifice is the cost that hurts the most, but it's also the one that separates the dreamers from the doers. When you put all three payments together, effort, discipline, and sacrifice, you create momentum that can't be stopped. You show life you're serious. You stop sending mixed signals. Too many people want the reward without the payment. They want the freedom without the work, the success without the grind, the results without the struggle. But life doesn't work like that. Life keeps the receipt and it will collect what it's owed, either in sweat now or in regret later. The reason most people never see their dreams come to life isn't because they don't have talent. It's because they're trying to pay for a full price goal with pocket change commitment. They give a little effort, a little discipline, and zero sacrifice, then wonder why the door stays locked. But the people who win, they empty their pockets. They give everything that they've got and then go find more to give. Paying in full means you don't complain about the price. You just pay it. You don't look for an easier way. You look for the right way. You don't ask how long it will take. You work until it's done. And when the cost gets higher, you don't walk away. You dig deeper. That's the difference between those who dream about their goals and those who hold them in their hands. You can't make partial payments on greatness. You can't pay once and think you're done. Every day is another installment. Every rep, every choice, every sacrifice is another dollar in the account of your future. If you stop paying, the dream stops moving. But if you keep showing up with full payment, effort, discipline, and sacrifice, you'll own it outright. You'll walk into the life you've been working for knowing it's yours. Not because someone gave it to you, but because you paid the full price in advance.